My downstairs Karen neighbor called the police on me while I was sleeping, so I bought liquid farts and made her life hell. Final update. Karen gets farted out of her apartment. I'm a young man who greatly enjoys every single kind of culinary delight that would make one fart. This has caused me to, on more than one occasion, completely clear a room for hours. So when I tell you how putrid smelling this spray was that it made me dry heave, believe me that no human has ever produced something like this. About 30 minutes before Karen arrived, while no one was in the building except me, I creeped down to her front door, found an ever so slight gap at the bottom right corner of the door that fit the straw in perfectly, inserted it, and commenced emptying the entire bottle into her apartment. Now, I might have made a slight miscalculation. You see, doors are not magical barriers that can keep smells in check. I gagged a few times outside the door and left the building to get rid of the evidence. When I arrived back about an hour later, there were two police cars, an ambulance, and a fire truck. Every one of Karen's windows were open, and the smell was traveling through the neighborhood. Karen was sitting on the back of the ambulance with an oxygen mask, makeup smeared for crying, and disheveled hair with the lingering odor of liquid farts. When she saw me, she started screaming, "It was him! It was him! He did this to my apartment!" She dropped the mask and actually attacked me. I knew the police were watching and make no move to react, so this was a perfect time to put on an Oscar-worthy performance. She punched me in the chest with the force of a disgruntled 4-year-old, but I hit the deck and screamed like a car had just hit me. She jumped on top of me, landing childlike blow after blow, until an officer tackled her with a bit too much force and slapped handcuffs on those fat wrists. When I got up, I realized it was Officer Martinez who had been there twice before. I guess he was both tired of Karen and angered with the intense smell of the apartment. He asked me, with a grin, if I want to press charges. I returned his grin and said no. She just needs some mental help, and I hope she gets it. He asked me if I had done it. I told him I had been at work all day and could show him on my phone again. Luckily, he didn't need proof. The landlord had to hire professional hazmat cleaners to get the apartment livable again. Of course, all of Karen's things were ruined. I actually felt bad about that, but the landlord's insurance covered all the damages, her hotel stay and moving costs. Later, the landlord, with a sly grin, explained that there would be an extra charge on my next month's rent bill for exactly the same amount as the insurance deductible. My rent would also be increased to compensate the increased insurance rate. He told me that Karen tried to move in with her son, but her son had already kicked her out years before because of her craziness, so instead he offered to put a down payment on a small bungalow for her. She could use the insurance payout to buy new furniture for a place all her own with no neighbors. As for me, the job is going well, and I am still loving the apartment. Oddly enough, I started seeing the other tenants of the building more often. They had emerged from their hiding places from Karen. Apparently, she had been a nuisance to everyone for a long time, and now they could emerge freely like winter was finally over.